success. The fourth key is team management. If you are building a business, you have to build a team as well. If you have a good team, because as a single person, you cannot grow. You can build a company for 50 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees. But if you want to build a company of more than 100 crore, you should have a team. If you build a proper team, then definitely the success rate is very high. And the fifth important key is focus on great customer service. If you are unable to give the customer service, trust me, your business will not stand. A business will stand only on the basis of your great customer service. Thank you. So, Khushbu madam, if we can have the candid discussion with the people, if required,
yes,
so that
please.
We can do it.
The floor is open for discussion. Anybody who has any doubts may please come up. By the time anybody asks, I am having a couple of questions. Please allow me.
Yeah.
After serving for around 10 years as ending up on 1st of every month, how difficult or easy is it to switch over to become an entrepreneur?
I'll tell you, it was really a big task for me that time, because I was working as a regional sales manager for a German multinational, and handling the sales activities all in western part of India, and I was drawing a very good salary that time. And you know that any salaried person, we expect the salary should come after end of the month. And that time, when I took a decision, only my wife supported me. So she was completely behind me, and she told me, yeah, no, you can start. But it was, the first year was very tough, because you have to manage your monthly needs as well, your liabilities.
Yes,
before that, Khushbu, can I ask one question? I just wanted to know, you've told about the 5 mantras of success.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the warning signs you will give to people who want to enter into these kind of ventures?
First thing, if you want to enter into business of the particular product or particular services, the first thing is you should have the good knowledge of the product or the industry. If you doesn't have the knowledge of your product, what you are going to sell or what you are going to manufacture, then it becomes really tough. Because nowadays the industry is very competitive. There are a lot of competitions are there. For example, if you introduce one product, because it is not like a 90s or 80s scenario. We are in the 21st century where we get everything easily over YouTube or the Google.
But the need of hour is that we employ people. That's what has been the motto these days. So, and as Khushbu just asked the same question, it's basically on the same lines. I'm also saying that we who are very comfortable in our zone as service people, and when you have to train your students to become entrepreneurs, or you have to venture into that area, what are the hiccups you think will be, apart from obviously a person has a product or has a patent and wants to convert it into a product and sell it himself? But what are the other things which one needs to be cautious of?
You should be cautious with the, cautious with the market, which market that you are catering, and the most important thing is the finances as well.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Anyone else? I also want to ask, being from chemical engineering background, probably you knew about these safety products or the equipments that are required. But for anybody, how do you suggest to pick the right product for businesses or services for businesses? And my second question is, how did you sustain in this digital media, in digital marketing media, or did you use it for marketing, or you used something else to market your business?
If you see our products, these are completely a technical product, and mostly goes into the oil and gas industries, chemical industries, where certifications and approvals are required. So to start such kind of manufacturing, you should have the finance to get this kind of certifications and the approvals. So once we get the certifications and approval to manufacture this product, then it becomes very easy. And these products cannot be promoted or cannot be marketed on the social media platform, because the normal people, or like the normal consumer, they doesn't have the idea about this kind of product. Probably very few people in the today's session have heard about this kind of product. So we do the marketing into the exhibitions, like Chemtech, Chem Expo, Oil and Gas Expo. So in these sort of the exhibitions, we exhibit our product there. And in our product line, the customer visit, the physical visit is required.
Okay, and my other question was that how do you select the product that you should go with this? I mean, you selected it because you came from the similar background probably, but how what do you suggest for any new, student who wants to be an entrepreneur but isn't aware about what to work in, what are the fields he may probably look for? How do you suggest for that?
Yeah, I'll tell you, for any student, after completion of their education, it's my view. My personal view is, first they should go and work into the any sort of corporates, so that you get the feeling what are the things are required in the business. Okay, which for example, GST certification, PAN card, these are the documentation required in the business. So as a student, if you immediately start the business, so you will not get a clear idea about the particular industry or particular product. So once you start working with any company or any corporate, then you get the idea which sort of documentations are required, which sort of customers that we need to cater, how the market works, which are the hiccups we get in the business. So unless and until we work into the a small corporate or a small company, then you can start your own.
So you suggest to get a prior idea of the market?
Yes, we should get a proper idea about the market.
Right. All right. Anybody else, if any has any questions? Yeah, Madhura ma'am, can you?
Just said that the students are expected somewhere for a period of time to get the experience. So how much of a duration do you feel like would be better if they work in the organization, and when should they think of shifting for the entrepreneurship? Like ideally, we
It's
should
all
what would
it's
be
all
the
depend
better
upon because every person has a different view or different knowledge or different capability. Okay, it's all depend upon your comfort. Okay, some people they work for 2 years. I worked for almost 8 to 9 years. Then I decided to have my own entrepreneurial journey. Okay, so it's all depend upon your what are the liabilities you build, and how you manage your financial needs.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We are also
I'll follow your questions.
yeah, we also face this get this question as academicians many times, that the syllabus that we teach our students are not comparable to the industrial needs, or many times also come across a second line of thought that we should be making new technologies which are available for industries to apply on. So what do you think, which of these is correct, or if you suggest that some of these points probably you suggest can be incorporated into academics?
I'll tell you when basically in the engineering colleges or the MBA colleges or maybe in any other colleges. So the practical knowledge about the what exactly we do, it does no one teaches us. Okay, so my view is all this curriculum should be much more practical rather than a theoretical.
Okay, so can you just pinpoint a couple of points that should be included in academics?
Okay, I'll tell you. For example, the branding. Okay, we learned branding in when I was in MBA. That time the people they just taught us the branding of how the Asian Print branded the product, or how the Unilever branded the product. But they doesn't teach us, apart from the white good industry or apart from the consumer durable industry, there are other, or FMCG, the other industries are also there. Okay, other service sectors are also there. So so the people should teach the branding in that sense. Okay, how to do the branding of the technical product, how to do the branding of the engineering products. Okay, these kind of things should be put into the curriculum.
Right. Okay.
And the most important thing is you should give the training to your student at least two months in the corporate, or 2 months in the any sort of company. So that practical exposure or practical training is really required.
Well, on that note, I would say you would be very happy with our curriculum, because we do send our students in every break for a couple of months for internship in industries. So probably we are on right path then.
Yes, and I'll tell you that is actual. It is a real practical training. Okay, if you can send your student at least for 2 months to any company to get some sort of training, and ask them to prepare a report or to prepare a project, the complete project. So definitely that 2 months training will help them in the entire their career.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your story and the insights of actual practical businesses. Thank you so much for accepting our request to be here and delivering all your knowledge and your success story. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
We have our next speaker who is also sharing his exciting success story, Mr. Saudagar Barde.
Yeah.
Welcome, sir. And a very warm good morning to you, sir. I take a great pleasure in introducing Mr. Saudagar Barde. On academic front, he's ME Software Systems from BITS Pilani. He has worked as a full-time intern, associate developer at a couple of industries, followed by being an assistant professor also in Saudagar Institute. But then he started his entrepreneurial journey in July 2018, and which is flourishing till date. He is the co-founder of Pixaflip Technologies, which had successfully developed a flagship product, which are implemented efficient code along with best practices and coding standards in technologies like Java, Android, Python, etc. He has led cross-functional teams of developers, interns, designers, and marketers in reaching product goals. He has also worked on setting up sprint ceremonies like planning and retrospectives, and facilitated whenever required. He has also successfully launched new B2B product from existing B2C product with minimum resources. And sir has also conducted code reviews, A/B testing plans to maximize product efficiency and UX, which help to increase user engagement. Sir has a result-driven individual total experience of around 11 plus years. He's a skilled and highly capable product owner with 3 plus years of experience in product planning, product development, and overall management of the product's life from conception to fruition. We all welcome you, sir, for this e-workshop, and we are really eager to understand and know your success story, sir. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. May I know the audience, ma'am, major of professors?
Yeah, the audience is actually a mixed group of students, faculties, and some entrepreneurs from outside. We also are streaming this on YouTube platform of our university, so there also a mixed audience is there.
Okay, no problem. So shall I start with my screen share?
Please, sir. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hope this is visible, ma'am.
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so I will start with Pixaflip's journey. To start, what Pixaflip is doing is, ma'am correctly pointed out, we have been a product company for a long. In initial, we designed two products. One is AcadFlip and one is FlipGrad. One is B2C and one is B2B. So I am a marketer at core now because I know how B2C and B2B works, right? I was able to sense what I can say legit differences between these two things, because when I started as a product owner with one of my friend, we was not aware about B2C and B2B. We are just aware of the terms and how they works, but how user react and what type of performance you are supposed to give to users, we was really not sure of, right? So in this whole journey, I will talk about that segment also, how we move a transition from being industry from IT to teaching to then being entrepreneur, right? Will definitely discuss. Right now, mainly Pixaflip is more focused and more driven on IT services part, because we have very good client from USA, from India. Some of the reputed clients are Maratha Chambers, some are from US, right? Some are from Dubai. And that too into hybrid and cross-platform product development. Now, what that means is, when we was designing AcadFlip in 2016, way back in 2016, because we started Pixaflip in 2018. But before that, we started designing this app. And while designing, we understood there is a technology crunch and technology problem. The problem at that time was the native technologies was where, so for Android, you're supposed to use Java, Android Studio, and blah, blah, blah. For iOS, you're supposed and all those iOS related technologies. And then for web, you are support challenge in initial days was designing these platform in different what I can say technologies, and that put a heavy, right. And we understood just a second. And we understood that we made a mistake, right? Because that time the cross-platform technologies were there in the market, like Flutter and Ionic and all those JavaScript related and native Angular and all. But those were very in an immature state, and we was not sure how they react, right? And when we started maturing day by day, by 2021 or 2020, we understood being people to do that mistake, right? So if you have web and desktop separately, you don't have to write code for 4 platforms separately. So you write it once, you are trying to replicate on everyone, right? So that's called as a cross-platform development. And we are now specialized into that, and we about my journey a little because see, if I am sharing little of success, I don't call as Pixaflip as a big success, but yeah, whatever success we achieved till date, there are a lot of failures than the success. I tell you. So we failed on the path many times, and we had a courage and again move on to the path. So that's how we've been able to survive for last 5 years. Typically, first 2-3 years was, but yeah, we did manage from 2018 to 2023 journey. Yeah, so I will talk about my success and failures on the path. So I done my bachelor's bloody so kind of thing, but I was having a passion for doing something more, and I got into IIT Guwahati and BITS Pilani because I got something, my education looks like linear. Uh, After when I gave the exam in my last year, GATE exam, I got something around 80-90 percentile, and maybe I would have got some college here, but I was not happy with that score. I but we decided that we don't want to do placement. We don't want to go and work for a company right away. We want to explore more on the technology sides and the curriculum side. So shallow of a knowledge. So I want depth of the thing, and I decided with my friend to go to Hyderabad, and we done a. It's looks very linear. There is a 1 year drop. The first place why I need to take a drop, right? And that reason is where Pixaflip is started. When we started Pixaflip, our aim was to give the quality, and that failure was actually a reason academy for Pixaflip. And full time intern in a full time intern, and I done that in HP, pattern in Saber. HP, and that was the only reason I moved to Saber. And was passionate about talking about things, showcasing, maybe do some depth level of studies and all, right? And which I was not able to enjoy being in Saber as an associate developer. I used to work obviously 8 to 10 hours. I was not at all happy in last. Now to move out of Saber, I wake up and I got a call here. Chalo, let's move out of GATE classes to teach. People already know about technical strength of Pixaflip, right? We have a good app, good website, and we have a good reputation in the market. And student and people started asking, sir, can you do this website development? Can you do this app development? Because you're already doing that. And we used to in 2018, 20 product company, we don't want to do the service right now. If required, we'll do in future. And that future came in 2020's end, because March, April, COVID came, and in 5-6 months, we understood things will not be easy further. And then we started taking up the website development and app development works, and which we are now quietly doing well. We have some, what I can say, clients right now we're serving. We are serving more than 30 plus clients. Obviously, some clients being served properly and they have their own service, but there are around 10 to 15 clients are still with us, and they're taking our services in form of AMCs and maintenance and enhancements and other things happens, right? One such a client, but now I got a Marada chamber, big student, frankly, like friend or someone was working with Marada chamber, and they was looking for a maintenance partner. And that guy called this guy, and this guy said, I know one sir. He started his company 2 years back. You can connect with him. And literally that connect paid me off, right? And I literally, after 3-4 rounds of meetings, and there was obviously a lot of procedures there. 4-5 companies being shortlisted at the end, and one company was supposed to be selected. And fortunately, Pixaflip was that company, and I got a very awesome contract with Chamber. And that's the journey. So I was able to connect my dot backwards. If I was not into Saudagar, maybe I would not be able to get such a fantastic contract, right? And because of students now, the students are spread across the world now, and they promote Pixaflip because they know me personally, right? And they know whatever we do with the quality. So that's my journey. And now I'll talk about the paradoxes and orthodox things, and what we call something as a success. I still don't call it as success. One experiment I seen last year is one guy came, and he made a group of 10 students, and he said them, boss, you have 1 minute, and you are supposed to create as many as possible planes where you are standing. And there was like A4 pages given to them, a lot of A4 pages given to these 10 students, and you are supposed to throw a plane on the wall. So whose plane goes on the wall will be counted as one, right? And who is having a more score will be winner. And everyone started with you think what are you gonna do? I'm 100% sure. I also thought of creating a proper plane, like we used to do it in our being kid, right? We used to create that paper wala plane, and we used to throw on somewhere, right? And the task was same. You're supposed to create a plane, and you're supposed to throw on a wall. If it hits wall, you get a score of 1, right? So everyone was doing the same. All the 10 students I saw, and even I was thinking of the same, of creating a paper plane and then throw on the wall. And that guy came after 1 minute, and only like 2-3 people was able to throw a plane on the wall. So everyone, like out of 70% people, I can say that failed because of short time of 1 minute. And those 2-3 people who was able to do it, they done a 1-1 score again, because they was able to create only one plane and they was able to throw. And this guy came, and what he did? He took 4 papers, he just scrambled them and just thrown onto the wall. And he said, see, my score is 4. And like he said, why you are defining a plane like that? Did I mention a plane should be like you did in your kid's age, right? I never mentioned a definition of plane and why you are creating such a plane and throwing onto the wall. And so that's what you are able to score 1. And because of my different kind of thinking, I just scrambled the paper and just thrown onto the wall, and my score is 4, and I am the winner, right? So yes, he is correct, because he never mentioned how to make a plane, right? And that's what the problem with being successful, or defining success, is the same. Everyone has what I can say, a very traditional definition of being successful, right? You can create a success out of doing something very different also, right? It's not to be a routine path or something of which is being a society call as a success, right? So that's what I personally feel a success is. And now this is very eye-opening stats. It says, and this is being done by very awesome people from Stanford and MIT and all. And they say 85% people hate their jobs. And it's really what I can say. You can go onto this slide and on this link, and you can find. And I personally watched this video. There is a guy who done his PhD, and the PhD's topic was why so many people are hating their job. Simple, right? His agenda was, if everyone is earning very good salary, doing so good, the world is moving, right, and we are becoming an advanced country and all, right? But still, people are not happy with the job, and they got this answer, and this was really awesome answer. So how to find your purpose, right? So if you feel like you've been stuck and you're not happy with the job, then you try to answer these questions. And if you can be able to answer this question properly, there is a 99% chance that you will get the purpose what you want to do. So the first question it says is who you are, right? So there are 5 questions, and it's very simple question. It's simple answer. Whatever your name is, people generally refer you by your name, right? So I'm Saudagar. That's I am, right? And who I am, more than that, I don't think people are aware about my personal life, right? So everyone knows everyone by their first name and what they do. So second question is what do you do, right? So second question is obviously I am a CEO, I'm running a company, something like that. Now the third question, to whom you do for. If you get a chance, answer this question by yourself, because at the end of 5 questions, I'm gonna ask you one question again, right? And that will solve a purpose. So the first question is who you are, what you do. Third question is to whom you do for. Now the obvious answer is, see what you do for 8 to 10 hours a day, right? And I'm 100% sure the persons who are working somewhere will not be in a home for 8 to 10 hours working for home, right? They will be working for some organization or some project or something like that, right? So you can't say I'm working for my family. It will not be that, right? Because you will not be working for your family problem for 8 to 10 hours per day. It will be, obviously you will be working 1 or 2 hours per day, but the actual time which you spend of your life is working for someone or working for an organization or working for some purpose, right? Or you might be creating your own purpose. So to whom you do for, and is it their need or want, right? This question is very important now. So whatever you are doing for whatever people or whatever organization, is it their need or want, right? And how they change as a result. And this fifth question is really important, because you must know what you're working for, right? And if you're working, there should be some change. Otherwise, what we are really working for. So if you're able to answer these 5 questions, now there is one what I can say observation out of it, right? Anyone wants to observe something on this? If someone wants to, please unmute, and please you can. So there are 5 questions, and there is one very important observation this guy done. This question is being framed by him only, by working for 4 years of PhD in Stanford, right? And you can see this video on YouTube also. I already pasted a link. So the observation is 2 questions are only for you. Out of 5 questions, you can see that. Out of 5 questions, 2 are for you and 3 for others, right? So if you are making change in others' life, then you will be happy. It's very simple. See, first 2 questions answer everyone has in this world. Everyone. But next 3 questions will define the purpose and the happiness in being job, right? Or in being whatever you are doing. Whether you are an entrepreneur, you are working somewhere, or you are doing something of your own, being a freelancer. So these 5 questions, it says 3 questions are very important, and those 3 questions are for others, not for you. So to whom you do for, is it their need or want, and how they change as a result. And if you have very awesome answers for last 3 questions, I'm 100% sure you have your purpose and you are definitely very happy. So that's what this is. Okay. I really don't want to go about this quote and all. I already talked about my personal story, how I dropped out from the industry, how I took a break in my engineering college, and that break taught me a lot, right? And that helped me start my startup, because I was very sure there is a need. A person like me or a lot of people was that time used to take a break to prepare for gate exam and all. So yeah, that's my personal story. And now we'll talk a little bit about strategies to build a successful company. I say I'm still not a successful. Success means, let's say, $1 billion, $1 million revenue. Then yeah, maybe, because then you define your own success. But for us, being successful is waking up every day and fighting for the cause. So in that, I'm really successful. Why? Because every day I wake up and I make sure that I work 8 to 10 hours, and my team is also working for 8 to 10 hours with me, right? And talk about fail fast strategy, right? Because that might give you the success. Now, what the strategy is, see, as a human, as a nature, right? We have a natural tendency not to fail, and we have very natural tendency in last 100 500 years to being little comfort zone, right? Because things are very easily accessible nowadays, and online everything you get, right? So human tendency started becoming not to fail fast, right? We want success once and we want to carry that success for long, right? And that might be a problem with a lot of companies also, and with a lot of individuals also. uh, as per current scenario which I'm seeing in the market is really tough, and you need to experiment a lot of things. I tell you, out of these 5 years, if I done a business very well, is last 2 years. First 3 years was completely experiment. We done an experiment with Acadflip, we done an experiment with Flipgrad, we done an experiment with service parts. We failed in some verticals of service, and then we got some good client from different verticals, and then we understood that's our niche or ICP, ideal customer profiles. So finding out that was very tough. People feel like you will have a successful company if you list out your strength and find out the problems in the industry. It's not that easy. If that is easy, everyone could have started in the attempt, and the first or second attempt they could have successful. It's not that. Industry is moving very fast. People are changing around you very fast. Things are becoming more complex. So fail fast strategies always works. So for that, you're supposed to try a lot of things in a limited time. Obviously, that's why it is called as a fail fast. If you say I will fail in next 2 3 years, maybe you will run out of money, or the passion to work for a team may leave you, right? Simply. So fail fast really helped us. We done a lot of experimentation, and we done it with very less money spent. I tell you frankly, because we was not having that leisure or that liberty to spend a lot of things. So our efforts was very time bound, and we used to measure our success in 6 months max, or max to max 8 months. And if it never works, we was very sure it is not working, and that's how we done a 4 5 experiment. And whatever we are is, like, I can say, fifth or sixth experiment of ours in last 5 years. But now that experiment worked really well, and there are companies who done the whole 9 years business in 10th year. That's happened, right? Means the first 9 year they earned, let's say, 10 cr, and their 10th year's business is 11 cr directly. Means that's really possible. So we believe in that phenomena. We believe in experimentation, going with less and doing something more. That's we try for. One more challenge where people and company don't try to understand is goal versus values. Now, generally, we use these words very frequently in our day-to-day life, but we generally don't, observe their meaning, and we don't act on them. So, what is goal and what is value? I completely mentioned here. If you are dreaming of getting a car or a house or whatever the objects is your goal, and having goal is really good. It should be there, because that motivates you to work more, right? Because then you have to pay EMIs and bills and all, right? But people are not much aware about the values part. They go just behind the goals, and they make a mistake, right? And they are happy with the short term gains, right? The values are literally called as a long term things. They won't be achieved in 1 day or 1 year. For example, there are 4 values. I guess I mentioned it on the next slide somewhere. Yeah, see, these are the 4 values. The goal is the something which you can achieve. Let's say laptop, mobile, car, house is a goal, right? You can get it, right? Once it is, it's yours. Let's say once you have a mobile phone, it will be yours for next 5 10 years at least, right? And if you have a house, it will be yours for next 50 100 years. Now, the values are very different. Values are, I can say, are not like goals. They can't be achieved once, and you can't say I achieved it once. Now it is forever of mine. For example, health. You can't say I am healthy now today, and from today I can eat anything, right? Health is a regular, what I can say, task, right? So values are regular things. You won't be able to achieve them. You're supposed to exercise them every day. And that's what missing in what I've seen in business also. people are more about goal driven. They want to encash on clients fast and want to increase their revenue, but they're not worried about the satisfaction they are giving back to clients, the values they are creating out of the business. So yes, and the value driven businesses, you can see, for example, Tata, Infosys, these people are value driven, right? Obviously they achieve their goals, but they are completely value driven. They focus on the long term benefits, not on the short term path. So generally, becoming a value driven can save you a lot of things, right? So we as a company, we focus on being value driven, and this book helped me a lot. The Happiness Trap, it talks about what is goal and what is value and how you should be value driven, and that to be a mindfully, right? So that one pillar of our, what I can say, little success, where we are more value driven. We don't much worry about goal. Yeah, we do have targets. We try to achieve them, but we make sure that these four quadrants will not be hampered, right? While doing that, health, relationship, career, and hobbies will be maintained properly, and these are long term things. It's not short term things. And this is what that book says. There is a four quadrants, and that's a 360-degree life. If you want to have a 360-degree life, you are supposed to worry about all the four quadrants, not just about a career, not just about health, right? It should be a 360 approach. Yeah, give more, take more. I already talked about that part, right? When I was a teacher, a student helped me now in my business. They are bringing good business to us. So yeah, some statistics about us is by B2C, we impacted more than 10,000 students. In B2B segment of service specifically, we are now having 30 plus clients. Our team size is 20 plus. We have around 12 people full time, some interns and some consultants, and that's how we are being placed. And yeah, we are going at the team size. I tell you, in 2018 it was two, only me and Ragi. We started, and now we are having 20 plus people onboarded. Very good source of clients. We been converted. I'm working with them, making sure we are creating values for them. They are getting happy, and they are bringing more business to us than via referrals and a lot of needs. So yeah, we follow the uh, that methodology, networking, and yes. So the success, one of the pillar of our success is definitely networking and being mentored by a lot of good people. And we personally leverage LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, and all those social medias for our company's benefits. We make sure we have a very good personal network in and across Pune, and yeah, we do work a lot on those things. We start the quantification is one thing very important. You start measuring what you are doing per day, right? And that's how we are making sure our team is also quantified, right? We are not micromanaging people, but we are making sure that they are giving their effectives 8 to 9 hours, at least 8 hours per day, so that that will be helpful for Pixaflip to go forward, right? So quantifying is very important aspect. Then process versus passion. We are a process driven company, and yes, we are passionate to drive that process. So we are a mix of it. But yes, we believe in process things because it gives you a discipline to work every day. Whether you are happy or unhappy, doesn't matter. Discipline comes and you do that. And then we add a little of passion and make sure that the whole experience becomes favorable to everyone. And yeah, we believe in both the approaches, rather top down and bottom up. But yeah, majorly we are a startup, and we completely favor top down thing. We don't build the knowledge from the base. We tackle the problem from top down approach. We directly hit the problem. We try to get a solution out of it, right? And we make sure that in the less time we get a good solution. Yeah, and the tools which helped us being successful are a lot of things. This is not just my tool. My executive team and the Pixaflip, a lot of employees do follow these tools, and I'm 100% sure you guys might be using these tools too. And diaries helps me a lot. The LinkedIn helped me a lot. All other things I completely being absorbed in the tool, and tools makes my life easy. And yeah, I think we are almost on the end of it. uh, Surround yourself with the people, and that's what, see, when we started, we surrounded ourselves with the entrepreneurs, with the mentors, and we understood, yeah, there is a world. you can do that, and that helped us a lot. So one of the success factor is we surrounded by good people around us, and we don't hesitate to ask for help. Right, that is one of the beauty of Pixaflip. When in doubt, we definitely take a help. Right, and that's we move forward. And yeah, set a routine. We've been a very disciplined company. We make sure that the routine is followed. Yeah, a routine as in not like 8 to 5 or 9 to 6, whatever. It's not like that. But yeah, a routine of doing the things in a given time boxing, and make sure that the work which is given for that day should be completed on that day. If it is not, yes, obviously there are some other ways to do it, but we make sure that we have very discipline into our activities. Yeah, so I guess I'm done. That was completely our Pixaflip and how we are doing. If you have any questions, you can please unmute and give me any suggestions, any feedback, or any question if you have.
Yeah, the session for the questions. Anybody has any questions? Yes, ma'am. Madhura, ma'am, please.
Hello, sir. I'm Suraj Attar. So I teach this subject, business entrepreneurship, for BBA students. So I have few questions for you. Two questions rather. One is like, what was the difficult part for you to manage, like in the beginning, especially when you starting up a business, and then what was the most difficult part for you to manage? And my second question is, you started. How did you build your team, and how do you motivate people?
Okay, great, ma'am. So I will start with the first question. It is about what is the difficulties in the first years, first 2-3 years, right? The first difficulty, ma'am, which we faced, and generally major of companies face, is a steady source of revenue or steady source of clients. It's very tough to get that. And the major of companies which I seen got failed is because of not talent, because of not other things. It's because they don't get a steady source of revenue from the client, and investor won't be able to push money all the time. They will push once, twice, thrice max, right? But out of that money, you're supposed to make sure that you are building something valuable to people so that they are ready to pay. It's not about just building something value for them. They must pay for that value. And so that's one very difficult aspect, and that's what where companies fail. They don't able to create that value system for clients, and even if they create a value system, they are not able to get paid properly. So this is very tough problem to solve. And the second thing, building a team for any startup, it's very tough, because when I and Raghib started, only two people was there, and we was very sure with two we will not be able to succeed if we want to get a big projects and big things to be done. So we started building, like I can say, we started with step by step. It's a big whole pizza. We started eating piece by piece. Started hiring interns first, right, on some low stipend. Then we started understanding, okay, intern will not be able to help everywhere, so we required a full time. Then we hired some full time, but full time people will not join you, because if you are providing, let's say, 5 lakhs per annum to them, or 3.5, whatever it is, some other good company, big company, already paying them 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, right? So why they should join you? And they did join us because we was very generous to give away our equity and ESOPs. Was very sure this won't be built, keeping everything with you as a co-founding team. You have to involve people into it, and we did have very first good hires because of what shares we gave to them and equity we gave to them, and they're very happy with the phenomena. They rather joined us on a less package. They used to get 6-7 outside. They joined with 3-4 with us, and but because of the equity and ESOP, and that's how we try to manage. And the second thing, a leadership team should be quite confident to show that confidence to the audience.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from participants?
Okay, how to identify a good niche for a business? Yeah, I think Kore ma'am, Kore ma'am. So ma'am, I think this is a million dollar question, not billion, but $1 million question, because if someone can answer that, he will earn millions in next 2-3 years only. Finding a niche is quite a difficult. The one framework which you can use to find the niches, go and study the market. Let's say you are very good in technology part, or let's say you are very good in consultancy part. Now you try to find out your strength first, because see, market, there are a lot of niches, a lot of verticals available, but you can't touch them. Every niche being, that niche is completely available to you, you can't touch it unless and until you are very confident and you have a strength to solve it. So first identify your strength and go and do the deep study of market, talk to people, let's say not 2 3 people, hundreds of people, and then try to understand the model where whether your service is really required or not. And if it is not required, what necessary changes are supposed to be done, you can ask and take a feedback. And then initially I personally feel this framework even also not work, because market changes year after, like every 6 months it changes, right? So it's better you go in the market and play, and you start building your trust in the audience or in the clients, and maybe you will someday definitely gonna refine your niche. Definitely your niche will be same where you are having a strength. Our strength was technology, but what technology? Because technology has very different aspect: cloud, AI, ML, app development, website development, maintenance, security, so many things. And then we started understanding our strength. We built a very good app in 2016 to 18, right? And then we understood app building, that too, what mistake I made a mistake of building on one platform, one code, right? And then I understood this will not be easy for the people. And that's why we found out a niche, saying that we are a cross-platform development company. And to find out a niche, I tell you, ma'am, we took 3 years. Even if we are very good at being, coding, being knowing the market, we was not able to grab the opportunities early, because there is something called the red ocean and blue ocean, and so any vertical which you go generally in services at least is a red ocean. So getting clients is also tough. But yeah, you have to persist and you have to make sure that. And one more thing helped us is being thought leader. If you can see my profile on LinkedIn and all, you can see that I promote a lot about the cross-platform development and all. And then people started believing me. Oh, great, this guy knows about it, and then they started promoting me, and that is one way. But finding out a niche is still a problem. It's $1 million question, and you have to do with the experiments, and that's what the fail fast might help you with. Okay. How can students think about starting up? Yeah, what should they mainly focus on? Yeah, very good question, ma'am. I've see the first thing which I feel I missed being engineer is there was no ecosystem in my college, to promote entrepreneurship. So if you feel your student should start being entrepreneur or being a part-time startup leader, there should be an ecosystem, ma'am. Like the college must not penalize them for not coming to lectures them. Like at least for like 50% should be given to them, because then can't you imagine like he's coming or she is coming for 8 hours in a college, and then he don't have any energy to work on his startup. So I think that ecosystem must be built by college first. Which Pilani given 1 year drop now. You can take 1 year drop in Pilani and go and do your startup. And Pilani has a 0% attendance policy. Pilani don't worry about your attendance. They say if teacher is good, student will come. Right? I'm not forcing. Like Pilani is not forcing student to go and sit for the lectures. Right? So Pilani's motive was very simple. If teacher is really good, student will not miss his lecture or her lecture. So first, let's try to build that ecosystem in the college. Second, motivate student. Generally, when I go to lectures student, I generally say them, boss, try to identify a problem in your life. See, when I built Acadflip, it was my problem. I took a gap of 1 year because I was not having a good facility in Solapur to get 99 percentile in GATE. That was my problem. And then I understood this is a problem. So start student asking about their day-to-day activities. They are facing so many problems. So one problem I tell you, TTMM. To tujhe me maje, like say they go to movie or somewhere, and making that is a very tough thing. Now, can they build the one app or a website where a group of students can log in and track their expenses? TTMM. And let's not pay for that. It's very easy nowadays to build website and host. It won't take more than 2,000 to 3,000 a year. So that much of money students can pay, and even college can support in that activity. So ask them to find out a small problem which they are facing in their life, because their problems are there at heart, man. If you ask him to solve cool the globe problem or environmental problem, he will say, I'm not worried about environment. I'm worried about my day-to-day life. So I'll tell them to find out a day-to-day life problem and start focusing with the technology, because technology is must now. Whether it's an MBA student or engineering student or non-engineering student, I feel technology plays a vital role to solve any problem. And you can have a cross departmental team also. Some MBAs are doing marketing, some engineering students are building the app, some non-engineering students are doing some back office or other things. So that can be possible in colleges. And they should focus, as you said, on their real problems which they are facing. And if they can build a solution out of it and they can be able to sell it, it's very awesome. I seen a lot of good companies coming out of Pune's ecosystem, man, by just concentrating on a very small problem. And once they solve it, they make very awesome deal out of it. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the awesome questions.
Yeah, anybody else have any questions? Yeah, well, we ask the question, sir, that we Indians, I mean, we have a huge population, very diverse nature, and everything available with us. That even if we, I mean, start with any product or process, we have a probable customer base available in India itself with such a huge population. But despite being that, why do you think these 80% business, what statistics you just shown, fail? So what is the major reason? Is it finances? Is it mindset? Is it, yeah. So please.
Yeah, ma'am. Good question, ma'am. The not major reason, one of the reason is finance, like 20 to 25% startup fails because they don't get money on time, right? And the major other startup, even they have a good funding, very huge funding, millions of dollars of funding, they fail because they don't able to manage team properly and they don't able to find a niche in the market properly. And major of time there is a the hustle between the co-founders also sink the ship, right? So there are these 3-4 reasons. One is financial thing. Second, they are not able to find out niche properly. Third, they are not able to build a team properly. And the third, the motivation of founders get degraded because they are not able to see a business, right? Because generally we are a human. We used to get paid monthly, right? And in entrepreneurship journey, you will not get paid for 6 months or 1 year also. And then the motivation start kicking, and then people start living. So maybe these are the reasons. And one reason is, ma'am, what in a time required, no one knows, right? If in that time, for example, you can see GPT example, right? They don't require any publicity to do, right? And they are now having a billions of users across the world. It's time, right? So they are on right time. And once Google Barde comes, you can see no one is going to Barde, right? Because they miss the time. Even if it's a very awesome product, it won't make sense, right? Because time also is there. So you are supposed to mine on the time also.
Yeah, and also, how do you? What's your take on how to take competitors? I mean, how to deal with competitors? How to stand out in market?
Yeah, great. Rather, I feel, ma'am, competitors must be there. If you have a lot of good competitor, it means you are in a good business because there is a money, right, in the market and people are paying it. And dealing with competitors, yes, obviously give a value-added service, give something much better than them. Try to find what really market is asking for, and obviously you will be able to not beat the market, but you will have your own share of market at least. Let's say someone is already having 70-80%, but still 10-20% is still left. You can take at least 10% of that pie, and you can be a good company again.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Any questions? Yeah. Let me tell the audience that sir has been so generous that we just approached him a couple of days back for this session, and he was generous and modest enough to really accept our invitation immediately and being available for us and sharing his journey. Thank you so much, sir, for being here in this e-workshop on the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. Your story definitely would have sparked ignition in not only students but also faculties, because you also came from the similar background that we are in. Thank you so much for inspiring us and sharing the insights of your story. Thank you so much, sir. We are
Thank you.
truly
Thank you
delighted
so
to
much
have you, sir.
for having me here, ma'am. Thank you so much. I really
Thank you.
enjoyed discussing the questions and answers.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I also take this opportunity to wish my greatest gratitude to the management of DYPIU for allowing me to organize this session, the organizers, speakers, participants, everyone for your indispensable contribution to the e-workshop on entrepreneurship. I'm extremely thankful to VC sir for allowing us to design and develop this workshop. This workshop was a tremendous success, and it would not have been possible without your remarkable insights, expertise, and hard work, sir. Thank you, all the speakers and experts who delivered very engaging sessions, sharing their expertise. Your captivating sessions enlightened everyone, providing us invaluable knowledge and inspiration. The enthusiasm and passion that all of our speakers displayed while sharing their experiences and expertise were truly inspiring, leaving a profound impact on all the participants. Your willingness to answer our questions and engage in meaningful discussions also created a nurturing environment that allowed all the participants to delve into the further world of entrepreneurship. Besides, thank you all the participants. Your presence not only added immense value to the workshop, but it also added and served as a testament of your commitment and dedication. Your presence in the workshop itself acted as a catalyst for the workshop. And on behalf of participants, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Professor Shashi ma'am for her incomparable support, the technical team of DYPIU, Professor Amit Kumar sir for managing all the live stream parts single-handedly. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, Varshini, Raji, Divya, and each and everyone who did every small thing for making this a success. I genuinely appreciate everybody's time, efforts, and commitment. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of this workshop, and I sincerely hope to have an opportunity to attend and manage such sessions in the future also. Wishing all of you a continued success and fulfillment in all your endeavors. Thank you so much. Thank you for being in this workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone. Signing off for now. Let's meet next time in another form of another workshop. Thank you so much.